Students who got expelled for helping a family member during school hours? What happened? I got expelled from Lincoln Preparatory Academy 3 weeks before graduation for leaving campus to help my little sister. Not for fighting, not for drugs, not for cheating on exams. For being a sister when nobody else could be. The zero-tolerance attendance policy at Lincoln Prep stated that any unauthorized absence during school hours resulted in automatic disciplinary action, and accumulating more than 3 unexcused absences in a semester triggered expulsion proceedings regardless of academic standing or extenuating circumstances. I was 17 years old with college acceptance letters from 3 universities when everything fell apart. Lincoln Prep was one of those prestigious charter schools that pulled high-achieving students from struggling neighborhoods and promised them a path to elite colleges if they followed every rule without question. The trade-off seemed worth it when I started freshman year, coming from a middle school where metal detectors and police officers were normal parts of daily life. Lincoln had small classes, college prep curriculum, and a track record of sending 90% of graduates to 4-year universities. What they didn't advertise was how rigid their behavioral expectations were, or how quickly they'd throw you out if you became inconvenient. The school operated on a merit-based enrollment system where your spot was never truly secure, and administrators reminded us constantly that hundreds of students would gladly take our place if we couldn't handle the academic and behavioral standards. My little sister Imani was 14 and attended the neighborhood public school 5 blocks from our apartment. She'd wanted to apply to Lincoln Prep too, but our mother couldn't handle the complicated application process while working 2 jobs and managing her worsening anxiety disorder. Imani was smart and funny and way too trusting for her own good, which made her an easy target for the kinds of girls who enjoyed making other people miserable. The problem started in October when Imani accidentally bumped into someone in the cafeteria and made them spill juice on their new shoes. The girl, whose name was Destiny, according to Imani, decided this minor accident warranted weeks of harassment and threats. She'd corner Imani in the bathroom to tell her she was going to get beat up after school, or send her friends to shove her in the hallways between classes. Imani tried telling teachers, but they said they couldn't do anything without proof of actual violence. I first learned about the situation when Imani called me crying during my chemistry class in early November. She'd hidden in a bathroom stall because Destiny and 3 other girls were waiting outside the school to jump her, and she was too scared to leave. My phone was on silent during class, so I didn't see the call until lunch period an hour later. By then, Imani had called our mother 6 times, but mom was working at the nursing home and couldn't leave her shift. I called Imani back from the cafeteria and talked her through sneaking out a side entrance and taking a different route home, and I thought the situation was handled. That evening, mom said we needed to talk to the school about getting Imani transferred, or getting the other girls suspended for harassment. But when mom called the next day to set up a meeting, the secretary said the earliest available appointment with a counselor was 3 weeks out. 3 weeks for my sister to keep getting threatened and harassed with no protection. The threats escalated through November, with Destiny posting things on social media about what she was going to do to Imani when she finally caught her. Screenshots showed detailed descriptions of violence, and several of Destiny's friends commented encouraging her and offering to help. Imani saved everything and brought it to her vice principal, who said that social media wasn't under school jurisdiction, and there was nothing they could do about posts made outside school hours. The vice principal suggested Imani just avoid the other girls and not engage with them, as if my 14-year-old sister had any control over when and where she got ambushed in the hallways. The helplessness of watching this happen while administrators did nothing made me furious. I started walking Imani to and from school when my schedule allowed, but Lincoln Prep's hours didn't always line up with her school's dismissal time, and I couldn't be there every day without risking my own attendance record. In early December, Imani called me during my calculus class absolutely hysterical. Through her sobs, I pieced together that Destiny and her friends had cornered her in the locker room after gym class and threatened to beat her up after school that day. They'd taken her phone so she couldn't call for help and told her they'd be waiting by the front entrance to make sure she couldn't escape. Imani had borrowed another girl's phone to call me, and she was hiding in the nurse's office claiming she felt sick. The school nurse knew something was wrong but couldn't do anything except let Imani stay there until the end of the day. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Mom was unreachable at work until at least 4 o'clock, and Imani's school let out at 2:45. I had 90 minutes to figure out how to get my sister home safely while sitting in calculus class at a school with a zero-tolerance policy for leaving campus. I raised my hand and asked my teacher, Mr. Phillips, if I could go to the office because of a family emergency. He asked what kind of emergency, and I explained my sister was in danger and needed help getting home from school. Mr. Phillips looked at me, and that's when things took a turn I never expected. The rest of the story is on my channel or linked below.